Now, we've seen a lot of innovations in news coverage this election, and I've got to say, it's making things very interesting.
I mean, the news is very entertaining. I mean, this election, a lot of reporters have started spicing up their stories by getting in the thick of the action, like this reporter here, you know, timing his report so that Tony Abbott's actually walking alongside him.
But only Mark Riley does his pieces to camera while standing in the door of a police car as they're trying to arrest someone.
It's not quite the conversation Julia Gillard had in mind, but an indication that on the issue of climate change...
Please take action on climate change. Why am I the criminal?
The discussion is often heated.
Now that is entertaining news.
Oh, yeah, there's no limit to where Mark Riley will do a piece to camera.
Even when the PM herself was sharing a private moment with her partner, Riley was there filing a report.
Well, I think Julia Gillard believes that with the controversies over the leaks and Kevin Rudd's treatment now behind her for the moment...
Look, he's trying hard, Riley. He's trying hard, but... let's face it, this election is not exactly a blockbuster event, is it?
Not a it isn't a blockbuster. Well, you obviously haven't seen Channel 9's new promo.
The biggest drama of the year.
We are TV stars.
2 contenders. One final battle starring Carl and Lisa. Tracy Grimshaw. Peter Overton. Michael Usher.
Hang on. Michael Usher is a big star? This election is about Michael Usher?
Yes, I think on the Star Meter they've got Michael Usher confused with this Usher.
Yes, when in fact he's actually a bit more like this Usher.
Look, Michael Usher's star status aside, you know, Nine have livened up election coverage, and without losing a shred of credibility, as they demonstrated with this expert analysis.
We asked body language expert Steve Van Apperen to take a closer look.
A barrier gesture there by Gillard, hands across the chest. Still no rapport between the two of them at all.
So Kevin Rudd and Gillard don't like each other. Before Channel 9 called him the body language guy, I thought they were the best of friends.
Hey, don't knock body language experts, Chaz. Don't knock them, because, in fact, I hired one myself to analyse that guy. And he was spot on.
Now, you can see by the hand gesture he did there that he is shithouse. And he'll probably even be rejected by Today Tonight.
Look, those body language guys, they're entertaining, I admit it. But if you want some excellent TV, you need one-on-one interviews. Now, we're talking the big hitters and the big issues. Like, for instance, getting the Prime Minister herself on your show on the very day that she sealed the mining tax deal.
I mean, there were so many questions you could ask the PM, you know. I mean, what about the miners who weren't part of the deal? What does the deal mean for the economy?
They're all good questions. And none of them were asked by Georgie Gardner. She only asked 3 questions, and here are all 3 of them in full.
Thanks for joining us, Prime Minister. With the agreement on the mining tax now in place, are you now ready to call an August election? Punters have made August 28th the favourite date, are they right?
Well, look...
But are you ruling out August? Because if it's not August, it's October, and the honeymoon might be over, Julia.
Look,
we appreciate you giving us some of your time tonight, Prime Minister. Thank you.
Well, sums up the mining tax.
Look, the bosses at Nine were thrilled with that interview, though. They loved it, because they realised they no longer have to pay Georgie Gardner's wage. And I think her replacement's doing just as good a job.
Are you now ready to call an August election? Are you now ready to call an August election?
Better, I think. But, look, to be fair, I mean, why would you cover a piddling mining tax deal? It's boring.
Oh, yeah, look, there's heaps of nothing stories like that during elections, Andrew. You just got to ignore them all. Like, for instance, Tony Abbott's tiny little $1.5 billion for mental health.
Oh, who cares about that?
No one cares about it, especially Nine News. They have news values. So that's why on the day the mental health policy was announced, the 6 o'clock news didn't mention it once.
Well, of course they didn't. I mean, they were busy covering the big Tony Abbott story of that day.
Election fever is clearly burning.
Really has a smell to it, doesn't it?
The opposition leader's infamous budgie smugglers sacrificed in a radio stunt as the waiting game continues.
An earth-shattering event.
Now that is a game changer right there.
Such a big story, in fact, that it forced Channel 9 to change their promo to acknowledge it.
The biggest drama of the year, a major Australian event.
Election fever is clearly burning.
Starring body language bizarros, overblown promos, and Usher, the worst interviewer in Australia, and
budgie smugglers.
Election 2010. on 9. Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But he is sleeping with me because he's gay like me. And we can't get married. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man can't marry. What's in your hand? Back to me. I have it. It's a wedding ring from that guy I love. Look again. The ring has now been taken away by both major parties to pander to conservatives. Anything is possible if you're gay, except getting married. I'm on a high horse.
Andrew, one of the other things we've noticed when you cover a prime ministerial race is just how prestigious, in fact, just how presidential almost, the office of Prime Minister has now become in Australia.
It has. I mean, our PM, you know, serious world player, the Aussie PM, major head of state.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is actually reflected when you compare the various home residences where world leaders live. I mean, here's the magnificent Kremlin in Russia.
Yes, the White House in Washington, D.C., of course.
Here in a quiet suburban street in Melbourne, it's the Australian Prime Minister's house. Says world leader to me.
Not so much the White House as the Brown House.
Yes, but you can't keep the tourists away, can you?
It's a tourist mecca. I mean, everyone loves going to the Brown House. I even went and got one of these Brown House snow domes when I was down there.
You're lucky.
I know Jules went, and you should do what he did. You can get your photo taken in front of the Brown House, and that is hours of guaranteed fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the other thing about the election, of course, that Oh, sorry, that's the 5 minute, 5 minutes till late line, everyone. 5 minutes till late line. 5 minutes. We've got to wrap this up. Are you ready for Tony Jones? I said, are you ready for Tony Jones? Tony. Here he is. Tony Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
We've actually come up with a new idea to try and give you a bit of a bigger response. We thought we'd actually go out tonight with a bit of a rousing song. What do you think, folks? Shall we have a song? Yeah. All right, then, well, you sit down, Tony. You can grab a seat. And remember, we will be back next Wednesday, the new time at 9:30, with our election wrap-up episode. Now, remember to vote this Saturday, and if you're still a bit undecided about, you know, which candidate to support, here's a little song to help you make a more informed decision this polling day. Good night.
And so we face election day, each leader takes their stand. The question is to vote which way, the future's in our hands. We may ponder on their policies before we hit the booth. Trace through each party's history, discern the hidden truth. Who should we write as number one? Which candidate should lose? There's only one clear answer when it comes time to choose.
They're all fucked. Every single one is fucked. There's nobody to vote for because they're all just fucked. One's a Langer born in Wales, one's a backward sexist male. And you never vote for Greens because all they do is fondle whales. Every candidate is fucked. You've no voice, there's no choice. Every single one is fucked.
Ignore Anthony Green statistics, everyone is fucked.
One might stab you in the back, one's a Bible bashing hack. You might as well just want that fucking ballad on your crack.
Every candidate is fucked.
The major suck, the minors suck. Every single one is fucked. The future's fucked, the world is fucked. All of us are fucked. I don't want to fuck your hope, but reach for a fucking rope. You're probably even more fucked than those refugees on boats.
Let's face it, every candidate is fucked.
This one's fucking, 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 this one's fucking.
Hold on. I'm not anymore.
Yes, you are. Every single